Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to War Plus. How are you today? I am a tad disappointed in what we did last video. So there's no such thing as that, which makes things a little bit more. But oh well, that's okay. I can handle without. Um, we're doing stuff. We're doing this. I am convinced. I'm determined. I'm very determined. I'll go 3. Let's go to the 5. Let's go ahead and get this one first. We're gonna do the S&P on both real quick, and then that's the 5 minute. I don't need the 5 minute. I need the hour. Wait, no, I do need 5 minute because that this zoom out over here. This we need 9:30. Boom. 50. 10, 10:30. Okay, cool. And let's go to 30 minute real quick. Yeet. Here's a high. Boom. It is Friday, by the way. Happy Friday, everybody. We don't have a low. Well, we do. We do have a low. This is the lowest point in session at the moment. And here's a high. Cool. We don't care about that low. We don't care about that low because it was crossed up underneath. I'm not going to do anything else but that. We're going to go ahead and do this right here. Delete all of that. We're going to keep that indicator up. As you can see, we are down a serious amount from $20. We lost a decent chunk of change, which bites. What I got going on right now, I'm wanting to take a trade that might recoup all of that. I understand this is not the smartest idea. I'm not going to increase the lot size. Instead, I'm going to trade with the intent of catching the leg up, and this time I'm going to do what I can to actually get that leg up. Okay. 9:30. What in the world is this? That's 8. Why did I mark 8? Instinct. My instinct is wrong. Big oof. And we're going to work with daily bias real quick. So let's go ahead and we've marked that. Let's go to 30 minute, mark highs and lows throughout that. Cool. This. Highest point in session. Don't care about that one, don't care about that one. Cross up underneath, down, up. Low. This is a doji on both charts. We like this high here within London session. Good. Low point outside of this low, outside of session, we have this one here. The only reason I'm marking this is as a confluence. There's nothing higher than that high at the moment. So we can't mark higher. That's okay. We are currently in a downtrend. We had broke below that low there, move up. Oh, hello. We were in an uptrend, but then we broke below it again right there for that doji. There's indecisiveness in there. Of course, the MACD is following along with this. Price did not break above the 10-day moving average, I'm assuming. And as a result, the MACD is following along with that 10-day moving average right here. And price is currently in a downtrend, so that works. Let's go ahead and go to the S&P real quick. This is on current time frame. Our daily says we are in an uptrend. Nothing suggesting we are in a downtrend. Let's go to the 4 hour. We are in an uptrend on the 4 hour. Looks like we might. This is a sketchy one because we could break structure here and it just continue higher, but we need. Okay, so I think that's what we're also going to do compared to last video, right? We took a trade without checking the MACD and without checking the 10-day moving average. I now know I can't get the 10-day moving average on Trade Locker specifically. I can only get MACD. That's completely fine. We still have that blue line for the 12 marker. that blue line has to be broke above by price in order for us to go in the up direction. If it doesn't get broke above, up is not the bias, down is. Right now, the 4-hour and the daily are lined up. We are in an uptrend. We do not have a break of structure, though this right here might break structure. We don't really know that just yet. We have on the hourly downtrend here. We have yet to break structure out of it. Currently, we are in a downtrend on the hourly. We are looking for reversals to the upside off of the 4-hour and the daily, suggesting it will continue higher. If this low and or news pops up and we break past this low right here, I'm convinced we'll probably continue in a downtrend. Let's go ahead and mark that right quick. This is the current low, down up. What am I doing? I marked that incorrectly. That's the current low. Low outside of that is right here. And we saw it on NasDaq. I think we actually moved over to the next set of candles. Did we? We did. It's completely, so it's these sets of candles right here that present themselves as the low outside of session. Let's go ahead and hit up our trading view charts. Let's get that underway. Let's remove the drawings, not the indicators. Same thing over here. Remove drawings, not indicators. Go ahead and do this. Here, boom. We want 3, good. 5, neat. Over here, and just so we're on the same page, the 10-day moving average, the thing I'm referring to, is that green line you're seeing on TradingView's chart. Cool, 30. Heat. We have session marks, good. This is good. Highest point in session on 30. Lowest point in session. Highest point on London. Let's go and take this out. Good. This is the lowest point outside of session currently. This is matching the NasDaq on the trade locker. Let's go ahead and zoom out there. Take this down a little bit. We have 18, 3. This is probably the fastest I've done it, and I probably am overreacting, but still, like, I'd rather have this good to go in a timely fashion. 10:10 and 10:30. Good. Let's go to 30-minute. Good. We have this here. We have the high session. We have the low, which we're convinced this is a doji. I'm tempted to actually mark this right here just to have the two ranges line up. Though this is important information. This is the low outside of that. So far, the two charts are they're actually matching alongside trade lockers, with the exception of the highs over here. They're a little bit more steady throughout. Still, this is the highest point not in session. Currently, this is the highest point all throughout S&P 500's stuff. NasDaq, I think this is the same thing. Yeah, NasDaq is saying the same thing. This is the highest point currently on NasDaq. So that's the thing. Let's check the bias on this real quick. We're going to go to the SP first, not the weekly, the daily. We have similar situation happening where we have an uptrend, nothing broke out. We have this move down and a doji, but that's a dragonfly, so indecisiveness in the up direction. 4-hour, same story as on Trade Locker. We have move up, right? We broke structure off of this high here. Continued moving higher. Actually, it would have been this high that we broke structure right there with. Move down, move up. Cool. We swept this high here. Move down, move up. No break of structure. Up, down. We have yet to break structure. The low is right here outside of session. So far, the 4-hour and daily are matching, and the hour, I believe, is actually, yep, hour's matching as well. We broke structure here off this uptrend. Off this break of structure, we continue down, move up, move down. No break of structure to the upside here. Let's go to NasDaq real quick. Check the daily. We'll do it for all of it, because why not? Move up, cool. No break of structure here. No break of structure there. No break of structure here. Though this continued higher, cool. We did not break structure off of these lows here. It would have needed to close below this. We have a current leg down and a price gap here. So an imbalance that it wants to fill. What I think is going to happen is price is going to come down, fill this imbalance, close roughly within this range here, and we'll actually see it react and move up higher. I don't want to see price move high today. I'd like to see it move down, react off of the closure for this, and then move higher. I think news might actually give us that. 4 hour, we have yet to break structure. Our current low is right here. We want to make something perfectly clear about that. That low is right there. Move up, move down. We were not in a downtrend. This is just a small retrace. Move up, continuation. It actually closed above these highs, which works. Move down, we have the closure current price action now. It still hasn't closed below this, and this right here is still our reigning low. 1 hour, we are in a downtrend on the 1 hour. We broke structure right here off of this low specifically. Continuing down, move up, cool. Here is our current low on the hour. These candles have got to continue lower, close below this, specifically down, up, low. It's got to close below that line in order for it to continue on down and continue this downtrend. However, it's closed above, so right now, technically, we're in an uptrend. It has yet to break structure. We just broke structure into the uptrend, actually. My daily bias for the day, I think price is going to continue higher. How much higher, I'm not entirely sure. We want to see it go down first. We want to see it react off of that 4 hour gist. We don't have a price gap on this, so it's kind of hard to see. What we do on this here, is it this one that we have a gap on? It might be the daily. It is the daily. Let's see if the dailies match. Yep, price gap. So I think on the 4 hour, I think this right here. So there's a price gap, and it's presented it as a value gap, if I'm not mistaken. This is between days, 1, 2. So yeah, this right here, this fair value gap is presented as a price gap on the daily. It might come down, hit this, and then react off of, and then raise higher. This is a strong draw. Do I think it's going to go low? I don't think. I mean, it might. It honestly might, because this is open field up here, and really we only have this to work off of. So if it continues lower and breaks structure off of this for the 4 hour, and then we continue in a downtrend on the 1 hour, and it just gives us a fair value gap high, chances are it will reverse off of that and continue higher from there. Cool, cool there, cool there. Let's go ahead and do this. Eat. And just so we're on the same page, we have MACD open on this as well, so we can see exactly what's happening. We want price to break above this blue line. We want this blue line to cross this orange line. Ultimately, that's going to give us the confluence needed to actually enter in on a trade. Currently, we've been in a downtrend. We've been in a downtrend for a while, since this right here. Right? Price is yet to break above this blue line. We want to see price actually continue up, and then from there we enter in on a trade. So I think is going to happen. So what might happen, before I get too far, what might happen, we might see a small reversal retrace, right? It'll continue up, react off this high, and then dip immediately after. That is a potential. It is currently 8:21. I'm not seeing anything saying it's a guarantee that price will do its thing. For a second, I thought that was drenched in gravy. I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna munch on my breakfast. We'll come back real quick. I see 8:20. Oh, market opens at 9:30, so I have an hour. We'll be back in due time. BRB. Okay, so I actually found an indicator for myself called the smooth moving average, right? This indicator right here. I applied a setting to it that allows me to see the 10-day moving average, right? And from 5 minute down to 1 minute. And I styled it green so it matches the other chart a little bit better. And you can see, right, we have a cross of this here, and it just so happens to be in line with this, where price closed above this green line here, and this green line is synonymous with this blue line. because this blue line has crossed the orange and we managed to get this right here as well to close above, I'm convinced price can move higher from here, and this would be a great entry point. This really would. However, I'm not inclined to get this just yet. I'm not, primarily speaking, because the bias for the daily and the 4 hour say it's going to go higher. But before it can move higher, it's got to manipulate the lows. What lows specifically? These lows. It's got to manipulate them. It's also got to manipulate the fair value gaps right here, because those fair value gaps are imbalances, right? It should move up, closure within this. Opens here, closes below, closes within this. So we have breaker block, order block. It might just continue higher because this filled the breaker block and it closed within the breaker block, giving it confirmation. If we zoom all the way out here, we can see right there it's crossed, and we actually might be continuing down right there. So we crossed over here into an uptrend. On the 4 hour, we're reversing. On the 1 hour, it's actually giving us the same story, except a much more condensed version. You can see it here, where it's crossed. It's actually bounced off this line, and we see price continuing on down. It's not moving up, as though it would have us believe on the 5 minute here. Just so we're on the same page. You can see it there. Just because this right here crosses above this on the 5 minute specifically, sure, we could move higher, but if the higher time frames per TJR's strategy have anything to say, being in a reversal, we're going to see price move down before it will do anything else. We'll see a lot more crosses in this line than we will on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the daily, the like, on higher time frames specifically. We had a small break on the 5, but nothing saying it has manipulated a higher or low. And because of that, we're going to wait patiently for when it does. On the hour, specifically, we want to see it occur on the hour. I do not want to restart my PC. Not right now. And because we're not within market open, if this chooses to move up above this, it would simply move this line. It's not a confluence hit because our market is not open, and as a result, we need to wait patiently. I'm keeping this lot size the same. It's not going to change. The hope is that we can win back what we lost a little while ago. That is to recoup 84 cents off of this right here. That's what we're after. 84 plus 9 plus the 5, because the charge, the fee for entering market being a 5-cent fee for entering, and then what we can make off of it. This is saying price is actually going to move a lot lower, which makes sense. It coincides with the breakup structure, the fair value gap, the failed breaker block appeared, and then I imagine on the 1 minute we actually got a inverse fair value gap or small breakup structure up there. This was 1 and 2. Let's go to 5 minutes. See if that's, yeah, right there. We had a breakup structure right there. Would have been good to drop down on right there. So. We're going to sit happily on the hour. Right now, NasDaq is pretty much matching in line with the S&P. NasDaq says we broke structure because of this doji, but it's a dragonfly doji on a downtrend, so continuance in direction down. But indecisive nonetheless. And it's less of a doji here, less of a doji. Still in the same shape, but less. And it's a move up without breaking structure, so we should be seeing it continue down. I'm going to pause the video again because there's not really much happening, and we still have another hour before market opens. We're going to wait for market open, and then from there make decisions based on what price has to do. We'll adjust the chart if this decides to cross up above this before market opens. From there, I'll monitor it quite closely. We'll be right back. Come on now. There you go. I don't know why it did that, but when my PC updates, it disconnects my mic from OBS and it won't like record my own voice, which is, in my opinion, kind of stupid because updates shouldn't be affecting the applications and their settings after they're saved. That, in my opinion, is kind of retarded, just a little bit. So, I unpaused the video because, one, we are now at 9:05 a.m., right? And we are within our candlestick on the hourly for open. We are in pre-market. Our high for London session was manipulated past, right? Because of that, I'm inclined to go to the 5-minute and look for the reversal sign. Technically, we manipulated it there. We got a break of structure there. Breaker block there. Retrace. It closed outside of breaking structure. No fair value gap in sight. It filled this fair value gap here, though, but not inverting it. I am inclined to wait. Pure and simple, because I'm looking at this right here. This candle specifically broke below, or sorry, these two candles broke below the 10-day moving average on the 5-minute, and this is furthering that move down. The Reddit thing seems so easy. Like, dirt cheap easier than compared to what I was learning from TJR, which is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of entertaining. It's a little underwhelming because I've spent so long studying TJR's method that I was thinking along the lines of, okay, if I just get good enough at it, it works. But there's a simpler strategy that I've discovered, and it makes sense more so than TJR. I say more so. TJR is like, I know all through and through TJR. I'm still learning it. I'm within the first month. His strategy is very, very simple. Almost too simple. And he has answered what happens on a day where it's so inconsistent on the MACD and on the chart itself. Price just keeps breaking above and below the 10-day moving average, right? What do you do in that instance? Walk away. Manage risk and walk away, right? I'm inclined at the moment to say I want to wait for market open. I want to see what will happen. I'm wrong. On the 30-minute, it changed. This is the new high. So there I go, catching myself. Okay, this is the new high for London session, and we're currently 30 minutes out, 23 minutes out from market open. The high did not change here, so we have a bit of a divergence occurring. We have yet to break structure on either. Yeah, we have yet to break structure until this right here closes either below this or just in general. We have yet to have a break of structure. Period. Okay? And it's pretty indecisive right now where it wants to go. We have a doji here that on NasDaq says, yes, we broke structure above, but the move currently is down. And the same thing can be said about over here. We didn't break structure off this doji yet. We're still in an uptrend for NasDaq. This candle's the deciding factor off of this low on whether or not we're actually going to see that break of structure down. If we see the break of structure down, it's not a reversal off of this high, but sure, because it manipulated past this high, yeah, reversal. But because it has yet to manipulate it inside of market time, market open, and it's still pre-market, people are waking up, entering, finding their strategy, yada yada yidi, right? They're flooding the market with purchases, with orders, and those orders have to be filled. So I have to wait to enter. I have to wait to look for confluences until market opens, and one of inside of market open have been hit. One of these two has to be hit before we can hunt down confluences for an entry. I want to use this strategy. I do. 4 hours saying the same thing. Retrace down, but no break. Same thing there. No break. We have a doji there. That's the difference between the two. According to this, sure, we broke past it. Oh, no. That's we are in the deciding candle on the 4 hour. And an uptrend for the 4 hour. We have yet to break structure. Not the 5 minute, the 1 hour. There we go. Retrace, reaction, doji indecisiveness. Move up, break of structure off of that, move down, closure within. This could be an order block. That's a disrespected breaker block that's been closed above. Order block, we could be seeing a move up off of this, which works in our favor. If it breaks into this, or this break of structure on the NasDaq, that actually works in favor here because it will have manipulated this high first. And then from that high, because these are closer, we'll know that, one, it was manipulated past to claim these lows here. And from these lows, we can essentially go to this low here. What do you guys think? Go to the top of this fair value gap right here. Compass both of this here. This is the hourly time frame. Let's look at the 4 hour, see what it could be hunting down. So yeah, we have, that's not a low there, but we have a low here that we can hunt down, right? We also have a fair value gap between, not this, but literally this right here. This is a valid fair value gap that has yet to get hit. We have a fair value gap right there. Top of that. From there to there is a fair value gap. They have a low there. I don't think it'll go down there. I think this right here is wishful thinking. I think this right here is what it's going after. It'll manipulate the highs on the lower time frame, and then from there we'll see a break of structure off of that, and it'll continue down. At the same time, though, before we enter the trade, I want to look and I want to see exactly when market hits a low, breaks structure, and manipulates a low to boost itself higher. If we don't break structure off of this low right here, I'm going to assume we're still in an uptrend. Plain and simple. We're actually looking for it to break structure on the 1 hour because right now we're in a downtrend. We have a fair value gap on the 4 hour saying price will continue lower. I had some good biscuits. A couple teaspoons of honey because of some stomach issues I got going on. I gotta say, honey is pretty dang good. Felt almost immediately after, like, really good. After having like 2 spoonfuls of it. Almost wish I had some mint. You could mix in with the honey and get it minty. Just a little minty though, not like super minty. We have 45 minutes for this to go. We have 16 minutes before market opens. I'm gonna pause the video one more time because I want to wait and see exactly what this is gonna do. I'll be right back. Comment below right now, I guess. Like, pause the video, comment below where you're at time-wise on the video. And at any point you can do that. And let me know what you think. A mistake I potentially could have made, right? Up until this point. Because right now I'm simply waiting for a key level to get manipulated past, and then from there, a reaction on down to the last confluence, and then an entry from that. I do intend on using the MACD as an indicator for the sake of validity and trade. So when I do find a key level that I'm questioning, I can then just use the MACD and go, okay, there's clearly a key level here that I need to pay attention to, and from this key level, I can then move forward with the next confluence because I know it was just confirmed that price is either moving up or down based on this key level, based on this confluence. Yeah, just let me know. So interesting gist, right? Now we have weird instance happen here. I'm going to change this right here, right quickly. This, we're going to change this to black. Yeah. Okay, so you can see it the same way I can right now. We have this candle here that's forming currently. We have 22 minutes left on the clock, 23-ish, right? You see the range it's going in. It has not manipulated the high, it hasn't hit the low. What in the world? And this is from 10 minutes ago. This is on a completely different gist. Because I have it marked wrong, that's the low. I've had that marked wrong this entire time, huh? My mistake. I almost overreacted. Almost. I fixed it though. We caught it. I caught it. We're good. For right now, we're good. I want to wait. I want to see what happens. I almost made a bobo. I unpaused the video. I'm on the ball. Comment section. I'm here. I'm working with it. Okay. It is now 9:53. We just hit our high. From this high, we're looking for manipulation or a reaction off of that. So we go to 5 minutes and we simply wait. On the 5 minutes specifically, what happened? What's going on? We have right there, you can see it, price broke above the SMA, this green line here, and we have a cross confirming there. On one strategy, this right here would be the optimal entry point. Are we in an uptrend on the hour? No. We have yet to break structure. What about the 4 hour? We in an uptrend? Yeah, actually, we are in an uptrend. We have yet to break structure to the downside. Past this low, past this low. So now we go to the 5 minute. I think price is going to go higher. I think up is the direction we need to go in. Why? Because 1, 2, confluence. 3, we hit and manipulated this high. 4, right now we're waiting on that break of structure. Simply put, we're waiting for this to close below this for our best entry. I think price is going to go lower, but before it can do that, we need it to break structure here. We need to see a reversal off the manipulation of this low specifically. Okay. And then once we see that reaction from this low on up, we're going to wait for it to break structure there, press buy, continue higher. That is the incorrect order in which we identify the confluences, though, right? Because the way it is, it manipulates a high, breaks structure. We have a continuation confluence after that break of structure, the reversal, the reaction. And then from there, we identified the very next available confluence saying, hey, price is actually going to go in this direction, and so you should go in this direction with price. Okay? Okay. What needs to happen in order for price to continue higher? It needs to present a fair value gap. It needs to present something saying price is actually going to go higher, not lower. Because right now, we're in a downtrend on the 1 hour. We are in an uptrend on the 4 hour. 4 hour is matching a lot, actually. 30 minutes say it's 30 minute is here. So what are we waiting on right now to happen? Per this, nope, because we broke structure right there on the 30 minute. We're in a downtrend on the 30 minute. Same story all the way down. We need this high right here to get closed above. Plain and simple. On the hour, same story. We need this high to get closed above. It has to close above to break structure off of this low. That's what we're waiting on. On the 4 hour specifically. Nothing has to change. It just has to go higher. That's it. There's a problem though. In the event price decides to break structure to the downside, and it continues, we get a fair value gap, we get every confluence saying, hey, you want to go short now. Right? Because even in TJR's thing, right, from market open towards this little golden area of entry, we're waiting on two things. One, the run up to end. Two, the break of structure, the reaction from either high or low being manipulated. And then three, ultimately, the confluence needed to enter on a trade in a direction that aligns with our bias. Currently, my bias is we want to go higher. We want to go in for a long position. But because the high was manipulated first, I'm more inclined to think price is actually going to go lower, not higher. As we can see now, price, if price right now winds up closing below this green line and we get a confirmation signal from the MACD, 1, we have a break of structure. 2, it coincides with what we got here. It's a confirmed building block that we've just now identified, right? I believe this doji is red on NasDaq. Let's take a look at the 5 minute on NasDaq. It is not red. We even have a fair value gap on the NasDaq saying price is actually going to continue higher. So we have a little bit of a change in chart there. We're going to be looking for all the confluences needed, assuming this aligns with two things. One, the MACD giving us confirmed, yes, price is now in the down. It's going to be going down instead of up against the 4 hour, right? And then we're also going to look for all the confluences saying price is actually going to go higher. From the top down, simplest way I can put it, we should be looking for the reaction to be on the downside. Okay? From that move down, we need to be looking for a fair value gap. We need to be looking for that breaker structure, inverse fair value gap, breaker block being filled, or block being made, or price just to come in with an equilibrium. That's what we're after. There's not really much else I can really do right now because I'm waiting on the 5 minute for this to occur. Right now, the candle is down. For the past 6 candles, we've been in an uptrend. That's a pretty large move down right now. On the 30 minute, yeah, it allots it as a totality. Most of it's up, but as you can see, we manipulated the high and have come down since. We are at the moment in a downtrend for that closure right there off of this low. We broke structure on this candle, moving further down. So right now, everything's pointing down. Go to the 5 minute, take a look at here. We manipulated the high, so continuation is what we're after off of the hourly time frame. How much lower are we going to go? No idea. My thought process is we'll enter in on a short, and from that short, we'll go down to not session low because the most previous low is the lowest it's gone, but to the fair value gap, and we'll just watch on the 1 minute and the 5 minute for a break of structure or another confluence saying, hey, price is actually going to go a little squirrely. Look at that. So we had a closure below the green line, but the MACD has indicated that no, it's not going further down. We have yet to break structure here, so right now the trend's not low enough. So we have a move up from here. Do we have an inverse fair value gap in any of this? Nope. And there's a serious amount of price action within each one of these. Very, 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 very indecisive. We have two dojis, one dragonfly, one long leg doji. Serious indecision in the market right now. Is today a holiday? It's July 25th. Oh, dog. This is news. It came out at 10. Pause if you want. Is today a holiday? American holiday. No, today, July 24th, it is not the 24th. It is the 25th. Pardon the fat finger. Not a fair little holiday. While there are several national recognized days observed, July 25th is National a Veteran Day and National Wine and Cheese Day. Okay. Weird. I did not know that. Interesting, but it's not a fair little holiday. So today is a weird one. It really, really is weird. Yeah. And it's so hard to tell, so hard to read, because looking at this, right, up until about this point, this candle right here, we were in an uptrend, and it's clear that we had a break of structure, so we're in a downtrend, right? Here's our high recently, okay? There's the high. It's got to get closed above. Well, we didn't close here, instead it made a new high, so here's our new high. It's got to get closed above. It didn't get closed above. We made a new high instead, without closing above it, so we're still in a downtrend. Here's a new high. Created, didn't get closed above. We're in a downtrend. Okay? Okay. From here, we have price closure below the 10-day moving average, and we're on the verge of seeing the MACD confirm that. We have a low here that we're looking at to get closed below. So from there, we're going to be looking very, very intently at what price wants to do. We haven't seen a fair value gap in any of this. Nothing inverted anything. We haven't had a breaker block of sorts, I guess, outside of maybe this right here. Off of, we can't consider that a breaker block unless we want to consider all of this a breaker block, this whole thing, because it straight up moved higher without closing above any of the highs, reinforcing a retrace on this downtrend that we're currently on for the 1 hour specifically. The 4 hour still in an uptrend. Here we are right now. Closure and move below, as well as break of structure there. We got a break of structure. On the 5 minute, we have to stay. We have confirmed reversal on the 5 minute here. If this closes below this, we want to see a fair value gap. We want to see a breaker block. We want to see an order block. We want to see an equilibrium. That's what we want to see. There we go with the closure. MACD confirmed the price movement down. We are in a downtrend continuance. If this candle closes in the next 5 minutes and we see that gap the way it is now, that is a fair value gap. I'm inclined to enter based on the MACD's indication and confirmation that that is a reversal, or reversal continuance, that it is a downtrend. Does not appear we're going to get that, though. One of these is a red candle. One of these two is a red candle. I don't know which, though. Neither. That one and that one. Neither one of them are red candles on NasDaq. The S&P, though, crazy decision making. They have a move up there. We're going to get a double cross. It's got to move high enough to break above, close above, and then move the MACD higher. We've been in a downtrend for a minute now. There's a serious amount of sell-side liquidity that is after. I think I was right about the run-up here, though we're still in a downtrend, so maybe we ought to be looking for a reversal. This could be an order block of sorts off of a breaker block. It closed within range of this here. If this were a breaker block, that's an order block being filled, right? Which would mean this order block is going to result in a liquidity sweep. We'll see a break of structure above that. If we get a break of structure up there on the 5 minute, I'm entering on a long position. Because it coincides with the 4 hour and it allows us to actually continue in this trend up on the 4 hour. Why am I entering on a long specifically? Because up until this point, we've been in a downtrend, and realistically speaking, we didn't break structure in any of this, right? We have yet to break structure in any of this. This is a retrace on a downtrend movement. We have yet to break structure, which means this is not a break of structure at the moment. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm going with now? We have yet to break structure. So the confluence isn't there, realistically speaking. The notion that price is going to continue down is solely based on the cross of MACD and that, which at the moment is a bad decision because look at how little these moves are. These little, even smaller. I'm looking at a breakout. I'm looking for a breakout. It's consolidated enough. It's manipulated high. It's moved down, but without breaking structure in this downtrend. It's manipulated high to continue lower. What does the 4 hour say? 4 hour says we're in a downtrend, not breaking structure, or uptrend. We're in an uptrend on the 4 hour. Sorry, I said that wrong. We're in an uptrend. We did not break structure on the 4 hour. What about the 1 hour? Okay, so downtrend, breaker block, order block, potential move further down. Serious indecisiveness on that one. That's a long-legged doji. There's a lot of volume in the market per MACD, and the line is still far below that. We would need a serious move out of this, and in order for that to occur, we would need a move down to manipulate the low. That's what I think we need to be looking for. Something to manipulate the low, and then from there, a breakout to the upside. On the 30 minute right there, we got that low. The hour is this low here. I'm more inclined to take this low over this one just because on the higher time frame, this is a thing. We have broke structure on the 30 minutes saying we're in an uptrend, but oh wait, break of structure on the downtrend. Boom, and we have yet to break above this high or this high. We have not broke structure in any of this. That right there. Downtrend, a breaker block, move down, huge breaker block range. Order block, potentially continue further down. Order block, manipulation of the high, move down. Though the wick moved above the breaker block, manipulating the high. So reaction should be down, manipulation of the low. So I think that's where we're at. I think that's what we're doing right now. I think price needs to continue lower. It has to go lower in order for us to see the manipulation of the low. From the manipulation of the low, two things occur. One, a break of structure, and then two, the reaction. That reaction being, hey, move higher. We'll also have seen an order block get filled, and then, or a break block get filled, an order block form, and then price move higher, breaking out. Unless it wants to choose to break out now, in which case it will be a valid break of structure if it decides to close up above that high specifically. There we are, moving higher. See here. We have manipulation there of the high, move down, move up. If we treated this as a breaker block, here's our high and here's our low. This will need to move up high, break structure for it to continue higher, right? We just crossed there again. Price closed above that. We might be seeing a breakout now. Let's see what we can form with this. If we get a break of structure and the immediate candle after that is a closure without inverting that fair value gap, and we get a valid fair value gap from this, I'm more than inclined to buy and go all along. That fulfills the 4 hour, and we continue trend higher because fair value gap says we're going up. There's some serious indecisiveness right now. This is not a fun market to be playing with. There is no news either. I have not seen news at all yet. There was some at 8:30. That was like over here. Yeah. That was this one right here. News came out, bumped it up, and the reaction was that moved down. We had broke structure successfully here off of this high because it closed above, and then from there we see it move higher. Cool. And then we broke structure down there, moved down. Breaker block, retrace up, move down, closure within, and then from there we have a move up, reaction off breaker block without closure. This would have been order block, price moved all over the place, and because there was massive indecision from there, then yeah. My bias is up at the moment. Off of manipulation of the low. Technically, we did get that. We had a closure below a low first. So it manipulated a low. Now, hello, hit of high a second time. We have 2 minutes for that candle to close. Let's see what happens. Hey. If 10:30 comes and goes, that's the hard line. That'll be this week done and out the way. We'll be moving on to Monday and Tuesday. Let's see. Okay. So that makes a little bit more sense. So it closed. We did not get a break. it hit the high a second time too. Let's see what the NasDaq is doing right quick. NasDaq has gone through the ceiling. Manipulation of the high, reaction down, move up, but without on the 5-minute. We haven't seen the reaction yet. We broke structure first, manipulated the high, moved down without breaking structure on the 5. Hasn't presented a fair value gap. Instead, this is a retrace, so formation of a breaker block. This will form within. It manipulated up here, even. This manipulation higher, closed within, so here's our range from this motion on down, which means the next move needs to close within, and then we'll see it continue higher. I think we need to actually take a look at the S&P, because right now this is all over the place, right? If that comes to fruition, right? If this right here works out the way it's supposed to, technically we could probably trade on this. Because right now we're in an uptrend for this right here. Not too bad. 1 minute. There we go. Was there any news that impacted this? Because no news. Let me refresh this. Yeah, nothing. No news Monday, Tuesday, nothing additional added to this day here. I imagine something on Twitter is going down. Either that or someone made a decision and it has backfired. Or it's affecting, like, it hasn't backfired, but it's affected market that much. There's a bunch of sell side or buy side liquidity coming in, so we've been in a downtrend for a hot minute for the NasDaq, for the MACD. I keep calling this thing NasDaq. It's not. It's MACD. Huge down motion. We're waiting for the reaction off of this. It's currently 10:18. We have 12 minutes for this to make up its mind. Otherwise, we're leaving. I'm not even going to bother. It's unfortunate that I have had to wait this long. Price gap. We're in an uptrend for NasDaq, but S&P still hasn't figured out how to get out of this downtrend. "14 seconds for that candle to close. We'll see what happens." Closure. Not above a high. Has yet to break structure on the S&P. 5 minutes for this one to close. We are literally within 10 minutes. Market close. Or not market close, but our time to really take a trade. This is not a fun market to look at. I don't understand why the heck it is the way it is right now. Let's see what NasDaq's doing. Maybe we have better luck on it. I mean, we're in an uptrend. It's well defined. The reaction was there. It didn't have a break of structure. Instead, breaker block. And then we had to move down, which closed within range of this high here and this low here. Actually, we had this high here, this low here. And then it closed within that range. Continuation move down. Maybe we'll see it move higher. We had a manipulation of the low there. Break of structure off this downtrend. Fair value gap there, move there, up, down. Could we potentially go in for a long on this? I mean, I feel like we may have missed the move by now. And at this point, because this is a new high that's been formed, it could be manipulating that to move even lower. We'd have needed a break of structure somewhere. Does not look like the S&P is going to give it to us. See what this chart's doing. See if it reads a little bit different. We have manipulation of the highs there. On the S&P right now, the way we have it set up, the dojis are even conflicting right here. This is saying down, whereas the other one's saying up. We have manipulation of the highs. We'd be waiting for a break of structure to the downside on the 5-minute, or, yeah, for the high sake, right? Because it manipulated past it, so we needed a break of structure, which would have been right here, per this chart. Because we needed that break of structure, though, and did not get it, we would have been essentially waiting. Outside of that, it would have been an inverse or value gap or a 75% extension. I'm not seeing the 75% extension. Unless this move right here was it, and we just missed it, right? How we would have gone to identify that, we probably would have done something like this right here. Down, off to this, and it's all over the place. It don't want to give it to us. There's the manipulation of the high. There's the low it's got to break out of for it to be a valid break of structure. We didn't close above it, so it wouldn't be a break of structure. It'd be a continuation down. Flat line. We're within 5 minutes of our time to leave market. See what happens. Oh yeah, I'm streaming today. If you guys are interested in watching that, check out Orb's Vault. I put a post up earlier about internet issues and health concerns and stuff like that. So if you're interested, check that out. I intend on streaming from 2 to 10, so stay tuned for that. If we treated this right here as a break of structure, and then this move down, this would be an order block, I think. So if this moves up beyond breaking structure off that, the motion would be long position because this order block and now breaker block that we've identified would be signs of continuation up higher. The break of structure on the 5-minute would be what we need to enter. That's if we can consider this right here a break of structure off of this high from this downtrend that we've been in so far. So that's my thinking. If we can get a break of structure off of that, we could enter an all along. Would it be the smartest idea? I don't think so, because we've already manipulated the high twice. But right now, we've been in a downtrend. Crap, we have 3 minutes. I don't think we're gonna get it. Manipulation of the high there. No break of structure out of until right here. Break of structure. For value gap. From that for value gap, we'd be waiting for break of structure on the 1-minute again. We have 40 seconds for the close. If this closes above, I think I need to de-risk. I think I need to stop for the day. We have 20 seconds. Let's see what happens. We go back up to 5. Sorry, we have a minute, 20 seconds. Minute 10 now. $30 seconds. I think we're done for the day. Which kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping to make something today, but better to save it than to lose it. We're done trading. That is unfortunate. What could we have done? I don't think we could have done really anything, to be honest. I think it'd been better if we had stayed on NasDaq and looked at what we could have gotten from it. Because we manipulated the high once and continued beyond that high from that manipulation, we have gone to the 5 minute. The 5 minute says from this manipulation move down, we have a breaker block, move up, move down, closure within, order block, and then if this decides to close above, that would be our break of structure needed to enter in order to see returns on an uptrend. 1 minute's the same story. I don't even think we can really use the 1 minute. Today's difficult. It really, really is. For wanting to trade on the S&P 500, it honestly, like, we could have probably worked off of this right here and probably claimed up all of this, because we did get a fair value gap on this here. Then we got a breaker structure there. We could have claimed all of that right there. We would have probably had a better time trading NasDaq than we would have this monstrosity of indecision all throughout this crap here. This is awful. We missed an opportunity simply because we wanted to trade a single chart, not two. I'm not going to look back on the decision to trade on the S&P. I also thought it would be the safest bet to go. Typically it is, but today obviously proved me wrong. NasDaq has just an equal opportunity to be more decisive than the S&P, as the S&P has an equal opportunity to be as indecisive as the NasDaq sometimes. Oof. Big oof. Big ouch. We wanted more and got credit all over from this one. Looks like we're about to break structure on the NasDaq too, so it wouldn't have been any good. Very, very, very difficult. 4 hour, it was indicating an uptrend. Daily, let's actually look at that right quick, because we wanted the not the NasDaq, SP, this right here. Yeah, daily says we're in an uptrend. Everything about it says we're in an uptrend. Nothing about it is really much changed. 4 hour agrees with the daily. We're in an uptrend. We have it to break structure on the down. Hour is the only part it begins to start being weird, very indecisive throughout literally almost all of this. We only just broke structure to the downside here, and since we've been consolidating through this with major indecision throughout, we had what I thought was a breaker block was going to be an order block, and this would have swept the high, which it did sweep this high here, but it has yet to break structure. I thought from the lower time frames it was actually manipulating the high, and we'd see that move down from this being an order block, considering this was our breaker block. The reaction would have taken its sweet time. Anyway, 30 minute is in agreement with the 1 hour. Break of structure here, move down, and then of course we had all this move. We had break of structure, and then continuation down. I thought this was going to be a break of structure, but we were wrong. This we thought were going to be a break of structure out of this downtrend. We are wrong, and we're seeing price do its thing now. That also being the case, we went down to the 5 minute. Our bias was that the 4 hours an uptrend and the 1 hour was in the downtrend. The higher time frame, the higher the power. And so from, even though these manipulated the highs, we were looking for more so either a fair value gap or a break of structure just to get it, just to have that confluence there. And confirmed. We instead used the MACD to really figure out what the heck it was doing. But through this indecisiveness, even the MACD cross. Legit, now it's moving up now. It's moving up. So there goes breakout. Maybe breakout. If that closes in the next 30 seconds, that's a break of structure to the upside. Gonna be trading now? Yeah. I don't want to trade now. I don't want to. I don't know. It's such a bad idea to trade right now. That would be our break of structure that we're looking for. If that closes in the up still, that's a fair value gap. I don't think there's much we could have done, to be honest. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, Subscribe if you're new on the comeback. Let me know what you thought about legit every decision, all the reading I've made up on this so far. I thought I did my best. I think I've done my best with risk management. It sucks that we couldn't take a trade today. We have 2 days remaining to get this month of July in the positive. We can't trade Wednesday or Thursday because of non-farm FOMC and then CPI following the two. Literally speaking, if Monday and Tuesday do not go as planned, I'll be making a post Wednesday detailing what is going to happen with the channels, all of them, the vault, neutral, negative, plus, all of them, including Twitch and Patreon and everything. It'll all be found on Orbs Vault for the stream. We'll try and stream Wednesday if time allows me and we fail on Orbs Plus again, right? Major change appearing here soon if we fail the next 2 days. We have 2 days to figure this out. Yeah. Here's to hoping I don't have to end this anytime soon. Thanks for watching.